Pack driver's education. If you don't know, I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach teens and adults. Let's go ahead and get it. The Cybertruck's technology will shift focus. Driver's education may shift from manual driving to understanding autonomous elements. This means I'll have to be retrained, new curriculums will have to be wrote, and also the next generation drivers will have to learn how those vehicles work. Number two, understanding technology. I've always loved pushing technology. So drivers will need to learn about technology beyond self-driving. That will include new sensors, artificial intelligence, as well as technology that will create machine learning. Number three, emergency protocols. As you know, driver's education is full of emergencies. A kid may run a light. They may cut off a car. They may rear end someone. Drivers need to be educated on the response of emergency situations when autonomous systems will fail and they encounter a challenge. Number four, ethical decisions. Should we run over in a case an accident that does happen? We have to run over someone. Hopefully we don't. An old man, a young man, a child, children. The autonomous vehicle intelligence system will have to pick, because many times beginning drivers don't understand and recognize the dangers. So an ethical decision will have to be made. Number five, cybersecurity awareness. Drivers need to be educated about potential cybersecurity threats. Any system, even Elon's Tesla system, can be hacked. If credit cards can be hacked, if they can hack into gambling machines in Las Vegas, if a ransom has to be paid, systems can be hacked. So there needs to be new protocols and new security systems in place. Human-machine interaction. We know a car is a machine. We are humans. We input steering. We input braking. Learning how to interact effectively with self-driving cars, understanding their communication methods, and knowing how to take control. If a sensor is dirty, it won't give the reading it properly needs. The cars have sensors on the ground, in the front, on the side, in the back. We as humans need to make sure those sensors are clean, just like us wiping off headlights so we can increase our vision, wiping off tail lights, wiping off the windshield, wiping off the side windows. All sensors need to be in that new protocol. Maintenance knowledge, I just talked about that. Meaning, while self-driving cars may require hands-on drivers, they need to understand the maintenance requirements. Brakes, tires, sensors, updating the system, or maybe modifying the system for a beginning driver. If I'm in the future, 50 years from now, and I have the next generation drivers, I should be able to plug in a module or have my phone flash to reduce some of the powers in the autonomous driver's ed car, where we won't have full power. We'll be limited to about 45 miles an hour. We'll be limited to smooth soft braking instead of panic braking, because that's how cars get rear-ended. The car, when making a left turn, it will deliberately pause and send an audible message when traffic goes by, because beginning drivers, because I'm in the car with them, none of you are. I know when drivers making a left turn, they zone, Z-O-N-E, out, O-U-T. That machine learning can take over and send an audible message beeping when clear. This will help the new driver understand the fundamentals of dangerous intersections. Legal implications. In traditional driver's ed, if a driver's ed student runs into someone, the company absorbs some of those costs and also insurance. But what about the next generation driver's ed cars? Is it the same thing? Is it different? What if there was a software glitch? What if there was an update and the system failed? Insurance companies, third-party providers, and autonomous vehicle system managers need to be integrating and working together. I need to be on a Zoom call with you, because if you design it for humans, which you should, but you're designing it for humans who are under 25, their brain is not developed, and they could have a seizure or a panic attack, or they could be oppositional defiant, which I have students who are oppositional defiant. They could have attention deficit disorder. So you need to include those people. I'm a patriot. You need to include those people who are on the front line to sit and give you input, to have us in the car when you're developing that software. It is super important that we understand together, that we work together. The benefit is teaching the next generation of drivers. The benefit is not one company dominating the market. The benefit is not choosing a decision that could end someone's life prematurely. The benefit has to be to put humans first. Education on the legal aspects of autonomous driving included liability issues, which I've talked about, regulatory issues related to driving technology, adapted for new features. All cars need to be updated. We need to have those driver's ed cars. If we had a list of autonomous driving Cybertrucks for driver's ed, imagine the safety. Imagine that we could teach the next generation drivers how to drive, to give them the best of both worlds, and to record their drive on their phone so they could go back and examine it with their parents. I, as an instructor, could sit down with them, and then together, you made a good turn on turn 47, but turn 48 and 49, you failed to look. LOOK. That's why the truck stopped, STOP, because you didn't look left, you didn't look right. I could see where that input would definitely make me a better instructor and make my students better. You need to be contacting me. If this is bringing you value, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I'm not done. Accessibility training, ensuring that all drivers with disabilities, we never want to exclude anyone because they're partially paralyzed, maybe they were born with one arm, one, O-N-E, arm, A-R-M. We need to be considering all people. What about people of color? I'm colored, I'm black, I'm African American, and I'm proud of that fact. What about people who live in low-income areas? How do we bring this technology to them? We need to have car manufacturers willing to get a community representative such as myself, who's willing to learn, who's willing to go to Washington, who's willing to go to Elon Musk, who's willing to go to all the manufacturers, to sit in on the boards, and to be in the driver's seat, getting those laps on a controlled surface, and then giving those engineers feedback. I don't think that is a good move for a beginning driver's ed student. They don't understand the dangers of merging on the expressway. And your autonomous vehicle is pushing the gas to the floor, but yet it's a semi-truck because the sensor's dirty. You need to get the next generation drivers in the lab. You need to get them with the engineers. You need to integrate them into the new driving process. There are many naysayers out there, but you're not in the car with me, and you don't understand the consistent misjudgments that I see. And this will overload the impact system. Insurance education, understanding how insurance policies may change. They will change because you're going to have more cars crashing. And if an autonomous car, a Cybertruck, that's $100,000 going. That's $60,000 going. We know that Cybertruck right now is indestructible. Imagine a driver's ed student driving a vehicle like that and losing control. People will lose their lives. If we're going to progress, we need to modify to fit the needs of the learner. I'm in the educational field, I'm in the science field, I'm in the human field. And it's about helping people adapt to the next generation of drivers. That's all I've been saying. Data privacy. These next generation machines are data hogs. They know your mom's maiden name. They know your social security number. They know your driver's education number. They know where you live. There are third parties that would be mining this information. This is a treasure trove of information. And I don't want to lie to you. They will be hacked. They will get into those third party systems. Mixed traffic scenarios. What if a light doesn't work? What if there's a situation where a semi-truck runs the light and the sensor's covered by mud and snow and the sensor does not realize there's the broadside collision? I know there are many people say, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not in the car with me. And if you want to join me in a discussion, feel free to leave a message. We can do a Zoom. We can do a podcast because we have to get this message out to prepare the next generation drivers. Emergency handover procedures. That's just what it's talking about. Autonomous systems require a driver to take control. We can't just sit back and drive to Texas. We can't just sit back and drive to downtown New York, downtown Detroit, downtown Chicago. It takes driver input. Situational awareness. I'm very big on situational awareness. We need to know where we are. A school zone requires different elements. A downtown drive requires different elements. Driving in a neighborhood requires different elements. We are different. Machine learning will adapt, but there are always those unexpected situations. Our car backing up, a dog runs out, a ball runs out. If all of those things happen at one time, what does the autonomous vehicle do? We as humans, we stop. STOP, we wait. Education for fleet managers. I'm a fleet manager, I'm an educator. If we want to really develop the next generation of cars, we need to get those young clients in there. We need to get those teens in there. We need to get those young adults in there. Pedestrian and cyclist interaction, I've always talked about this. If an autonomous vehicle is getting ready to make a right turn, and let's pretend that sensor is dirty or covered up, that's called the right hook. And that car is going to hook and run over someone, and the car won't even know it. Integration of AI. We need to continue to develop our integration systems. Everyone is using AI. Little kids are, elementary kids, middle school kids, high school kids, college kids, your grandma, your grandpa. Everyone is using AI. Let's get a system that is adaptive and learning. If this brought you value, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, Driving with Myles. Also, I have a podcast. It's called Driving with Myles, Myles, on Spotify. I want to say thank you. Bye.